Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bulldog Report. I'm Eddie Kalegi. Very excited to be here for some Monday afternoon baseball. A little bit of rain in the forecast, but hopefully everything stays good as Metuchen looks to bounce back from a tough loss on Saturday, which was their first of the year after 6 consecutive victories to start the season. They come in at 6-1, facing off with the Dunellen Destroyers, who got off to a late start this season, did not play their first game until Saturday. They are 0-1 right now, and they get ready for the first of two here in a little home-and-home series. Metuchen will be playing at the home of the Dunellen Destroyers tomorrow. Dunellen, coached by Chris Osborne, went 5-16 in 2019, their last full season, which was a bit of a step back for the program as they had won at least 10 games in each of the previous 3 seasons. Their last game, a 14-5 defeat at the hands of Carteret. Drew Johnson, though, had a solid game at the plate, a 3-sport athlete, also plays football and basketball there in Dunellen, went 2 for 3, 2 triples. Nasir Tippett went 2 for 3 as well with a single. Now, just a little disclaimer here. I did try to get the roster for Dunellen. I do have the names. I don't have all the numbers, so if I make any mistakes on that, my apologies. But, of course, I have the Metuchen roster. And for the Bulldogs, this is really a bounce-back game. In some ways, maybe that loss was good on Saturday as they had been cruising through the first 6 games. First bit of adversity, Luke Schleck struggled on the mound, allowed 9 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings in their 16-7 loss against North Hunterdon from the Skyland Conference. Alex Wood went 2 for 3. AJ Perillo tripled and had an RBI. It's a pretty solid performance there for South Hunterdon, though, with 16 runs. And it was solid for the Metuchen offense. It was just their pitching staff struggled, and a pitching staff that has previously done so well this season. Now, not sure who's on the mound today. I can't confirm it. Looking at the statistics, it might be Matt Rowe Day, as he is the only one of their 3 primary starters, who has not made multiple starts yet this season. Luke Schleck has started 2 games, one really good against St. Thomas, one not so good on Saturday. Benjamin Norwood, we saw pitch in their victory a week ago against South River that we streamed live here on the Bulldog Report. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. But the Bulldogs take the field here, and it looks like Matt Rowe will be on the mound. Yes, he is. So Matt Rowe gets the start. Of course, Rowe pitched a no-hitter in his season opener, which was a really strong performance. No-hitter, 18 strikeouts, just had 2 walks, so he faced just 2 more than the minimum in that game, and Matt Rowe takes the mound today. Looking at some of the defense over just in front of us in right field is Jack Barry, number 17. Over at second base, that looks to be Lucas Weiss getting the start today. It's a little bit of difference in the lineup there. Luke Schleck is at first base. Lukowski, the catcher. Rest of them a bit out of our camera shot. We could only get the one camera working today, so once again, apologies on that and not having the full Dunellen roster, but we're going to make the best of it here today. As Metuchen looks to get to 7-1, remain undefeated at home and in the GMC Blue Division here as they get ready to get cracking against this Dunellen lineup and see if Matt Rowe can carve through in his second start. He had a little bit of a break here. Not exactly sure. He might have been dealing with an injury. They gave him some rest. He did throw 110 pitches in that only other start that he had on opening day, but that was 2.5 weeks ago. It's been a long time since we've seen Matt Rowe toe the rubber, but he's ready to go right here for his second start of the year. As the Bulldogs look to get 7-1, they'll meet at the mound. Of course, gray uniforms, gray and blue and white stripes with the white pants and the white cap with the blue brim for Metuchen. For Dunellen, they are in their red and white uniforms, white pants, black socks, black shoes, and a black hat. So here we go as Matt Rowe looks for a big game here against the Dunellen Destroyers. Leading off, we do have who this is. This is Drew Johnson leading off here for the Destroyers. Hit .294 in 2019 with 2 homers, 5 RBI. Also pitched to an 8.21 ERA on the mound in 36 2/3 innings. Now, the other thing, of course, just letting people know, if there is rain that comes, of course, with our equipment, we might have to go off stream. But for right now, weather's okay. It's just a little cloudy as the first pitch misses there for Rowe. And that pitch is a little upstairs as well. Of course, getting the field getting warmed up today. It's not as hot. A little bit of a cool breeze today, about 60 degrees. So won't be the easiest time to get prepared for this game as Rowe pitches that one, fastball in there for a strike. Looks in for the sign from Lukaski. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter, Drew Johnson. Rowe, the windup, the pitch, swing and a miss, got him right back to where he was in his last start. 19 strikeouts now in 7 1/3 innings this season as Matt Rowe starts the day off with a K against the Destroyers' best hitter. And I actually have just received that lineup, so appreciate Coach DiNapoli, so I should be able to have a little more information here. That pitch cut on and missed, and down goes the second strikeout of the inning. So 2 away as Nasir Tippett chases that one out of the zone. So back-to-back strikeouts to start here for Matt Rowe, and he'll hope to K the side. The Rutgers commit, the senior, pitching well so far. As that pitch gets in the zone for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to the 3 hitter. Rowe looks in. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off, and he'll stay alive. So Rowe, of course, 18 strikeouts in his season debut, pitching really well to start here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first. The pitch, that one misses a little low and away for a ball, 1-2. One, 2. That one completely misses the backstop in Lukaski, and the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Can't exactly see the number. That's either Olsomer or Jeff Manna, who is up right now for Dunellen. Rowe looking to work back here and get the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Mikey Olsomer goes down swinging, and Matt Rowe strikes out the side in the opening inning. Metuchen will be coming up to bat next. No score here in the middle of the first on the Bulldog Report. So once again, a thank you to the athletic director, Dave DiNapoli, for sending over the roster just a few minutes ago. So we had it, so we'd be ready to broadcast this game, and I'm glad I have that information to make this broadcast as strong as possible. And once again, just a fair warning, if it does start to rain, of course, this is some pretty expensive equipment that we have that we're privileged to have thanks to a grant from the Metuchen Education Foundation. So if it does rain, we do have some precautions like a plastic bag we had over the camera, but if it does start to rain, we will end up going offline as the pitching staff gets ready to go. It will be Mikey Olsomer on the mound. ready to pitch here in the bottom of the first inning. Now, the Metuchen offense has done damage against some of these lower-tier teams in the GMC Blue Division already this season. If you ignore the South Hunterdon game where they allowed 16 runs, they've outscored their other opponents in their other 6 games this season a combined 84-19, and that isn't even as egregious as the margin that the softball team has. So it's been a great year for spring sports so far through these first couple of weeks in Metuchen. And the Bulldogs are hoping to continue to add to that here. Looking at the defense, Jeff Manna is at first, Cal Walker at second. Shortstop is Nasir Tippett. Desmond Condit is in right field. And third base is Drew Johnson. So the warm-ups continue for Ulsummer. Not a lot of returning players from 2019 for Dunellen. Metuchen, of course, a similar story, but not nearly to the extent of some of these other programs that we've witnessed this season. Also, this is a great reminder to tell you to check out the Metuchen High School podcast, the online radio voice of MHS. We have a new episode coming up on Wednesday on YouTube. We'll be spotlighting the Unified PE program with Ms. Gazda. We'll also be talking about all the latest in the music department with John Messenger, the director of bands, to preview the upcoming spring concert outdoors in just 2 weeks. And Josh Hyman and I will go through all the latest in Metuchen High School sports, including the surging baseball and softball teams and some success for the track team early in the season as well. So you can check that out. Go into the MHS podcast on YouTube or following our new Twitter at podcastmhs. So here we go, Ulsummer on the mound, and the first pitch is upstairs to Alex Wood. Wood has had a solid start to the season, batting .467 with 4 RBI. Ulsummer misses high on that one as well. This is a depleted pitching staff. The only person with any varsity pitching experience for Dunellen that's returning from the 2019 season is Drew Johnson. And it seems like Ulsummer is sort of lollipopping these in, doesn't have a ton of speed. They're able to locate one for a strike, 2-1 now to the leadoff hitter Wood. Wood had a big game in our other broadcast this season, and he blasts that one foul off into the trees into left. You could tell he was a little frustrated that he couldn't get completely around on that one, but now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Wood, the leadoff hitter for the Dogs. Ulsummer, the pitch, Wood cracks one, another one foul off into the trees. Seems like he's been a little behind a couple of these all summer. Like we said, it looks like a lot of these pitches aren't coming in at a high rate of speed, but I think Wood is expecting them to be even slower than they actually are and ends up falling behind. This time he drives one out to center field, and that one is going to fall for a base hit. Big lead taken at first by Wood. He'll go back, but it's a leadoff single for Alex Wood to get the action started. First pitch in there for a strike, and the catcher takes a quick look over at first, but Wood not going anywhere. Believe this is Ian Lukaski at the plate. Lukaski hitting .364 this season with the Bulldogs' only home run and 5 RBI. Grounder to third, tried to get the out at second, but unable to hang on to the ball is Cal Walker. And Lukaski reaches base on the error. So very unlucky right there, and now Lukaski, after not hitting the ball particularly well there, gets a break. Believe this is Matt Rowe now at the plate. We know how dangerous of a pitcher he is, but Rowe had 3 RBI in his previous start this season when he was on the mound. And other than that, his pitch hit pretty well. .455 average, 6 ribbies so far on the 2021 campaign. Ulsummer's pitch here with 2 runners on is upstairs for a ball. I believe the count is now 2-1. That one misses as well, and now the count is 3-1 here to Rowe. Wood reached on a single to center. Lukaski followed it up on a potential double play ball that was dropped by Cal Walker. And this one now skied out shallow right. Coming in is Condit trying to get there, and it falls in. So the runners will move on. Another defensive blunder here for Dunellen. As right in front of us, Condit was playing way too deep, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. So Olsummer not getting the help he had wanted from his defense, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. I believe this is Max Kunrich up here for Metuchen. We'll get clarification on that. And this one is drilled down the left field side, and that one's going to fall, and it's going to go around. One run scores, it's Wood right behind Lukaski. Rounding third goes Rowe. He's going to score, heading over to third, and stopping there with a 3-run triple is Kunrich, and it's 3-0 Metuchen. A big-time hit by Kunrich to get the party started as he clears the bases and gives Metuchen a 3-0 lead. And that first pitch is going to get away from the catcher. Let's not forget, the last time we streamed a game of the Bulldog Report, the Lady Bulldogs on the softball team had their pitcher strike out the side, and their first 19 batters of the first inning reached base. Baseball team, long way to go, but they've already had 4 reach base, 3 score, and a chance for more with Jack Barry up. Barry is their leading hitter in average and RBI, hitting .500 with 8 RBI. That pitch taken upstairs. This fastball has been a little elevated, a little more elevated than he would like it. And Metuchen's hitter is pretty disciplined so far, not being tempted by those upstairs pitches. Barry barrels this one out to right center field. That one will be caught. Tagging and scoring, and coming home is Kunrich. It's a sac fly for Jack Barry, and Metuchen leads it 4-0. So RBI number 9 on the season for Jack Barry, and with 1 out, Metuchen already leads this game 4-0. First pitch here to Jackson Fenner, who was out of the lineup at the beginning of the season. That one popped up and retired. Caught out there in left field for the second out of the inning. A lot of first pitch swings here from Metuchen. So Fenner flies out to left, 2 outs now, and Metuchen looking for some more late life this inning. The big hit, of course, the 3-run triple that we saw off the bat of Max Kunrich to give them the early 3-0 lead. Olsummer's 1-0 pitch is driven down the left side and foul by Luke Schleck. Schleck, like we said, got knocked around on the mound, but has been consistent at the plate, getting on base quite a lot. Second on the team in walks and hitting .333 so far for the campaign. Rowe struck out the side in the top half of the inning. Now Metuchen bounding back with a 3-run triple and a sac fly. As that pitch off speed gets in the zone, Schleck unhappy that he took that one. But Olsummer gets one over for a strike. There's the windup in the pitch. Ground ball. Looks like it got off Olsummer. Trying to stop it out there was Cal Walker diving for it, but can't get to it. And a single in the infield off the carom for Luke Schleck, and Metuchen will stay alive here. And now they're going to take a check on Olsummer to make sure he's all right. So just the 3rd hit of the inning for Metuchen. They've gotten a couple of errors, but looks like Olsummer's fine, and Coach Chris Osborne will just head right back to the bench. Just wanted to make sure, but I don't really know how much that actually got him. It might have been more so just hitting off the pitcher's mound, but nonetheless, Olsummer stays in there, but now with 2 outs has a runner on base with the Bulldogs looking to strike for a little more. Runner on first, 1-0 pitch. This one driven down the left center field. That's a base hit. Schleck's going to hold up at second. And Joseph Fenton has a single. Fenton has predominantly hit well in these games where we've broadcasted. He's only hitting 182 for the season, but both of his RBI came in their 17-6 rout over South River last Friday, which we broadcasted. So a swing and a miss there at the first pitch for the Bulldog 9-hitter. Two runners on. Bulldogs looking to strike for more after two quick outs by Barry and Fenner after the 4-run rally to start the inning. Schleck at second, Fenton at first. This one a ground ball and through the hole for a base hit. Around third comes Schleck. He got a good jump on it. He'll go home. Advancing the third on the throw is Fenton. Going towards second is Weiss, and unable to hang on to the ball right there at the shortstop. And Lucas Weiss with an RBI single advancing to second on the throw. And it's now 5-0 Metuchen. So now back to the top of the order with Wood, who started the inning with a single and scored on the Coonrich 3-run triple. Now, Rowe getting a lot more run support than his first start. Yes, he still won the game 6-0, but 3 of the 6 runs he had to drive in himself. 2 runners in scoring position, Fenton at third, Weiss at second. And Wood takes that off-speed pitch in there, upper inner part of the zone for a strike. 2 on, 2 out. Already 5 home in the inning. And that one's going to skip away from the catcher. Coming home is Fenton. Bold move, but he slides in safely. Wild pitch for Ulsomer. Ends up being costly. Weiss advances to third, and Metuchen leads at 6-0. Excellent heads-up base running by Fenton to be able to take advantage of that. And Matt Rowe getting some nice rest here in between innings. So not as dominating as we saw from the softball team in their first inning a few days ago, but the Bulldogs still doing the job as Wood, once again like his first at-bat, tees off down the left side. So Metuchen has batted around this inning, a single by Wood, then 2 errors by the Dunellen defense on 2 very easy outs for Lukaski and Rowe. Then Coonrich cleared the bases with a triple. Sac fly by Barry made it 4-0. Then Fenner flew out on his first pitch. But then 3 consecutive singles here for Schleck, Fenton, and Weiss. And this most recent wild pitch have combined to plate 2 more runs, with still a runner at third with a chance to score. Ulsomer looks in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for Wood. And I believe that will make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Ground ball, shortstop, nice play, throw to first, got him, and that'll retire the side, but not before Dunellen allows 5 runs for Metuchen, 6 runs, including a 3-run triple for Coonrich as 10 men came to the plate. We'll head to the top of the second inning with the Bulldogs on top by 5. Top of the second inning coming up. Metuchen puts up a 6th spot in the first, and now Matt Rowe, after striking out the side in the first, heads back to the mound here. A reminder, the Media Club works in conjunction with the podcast to do the Bulldog Report. If you're interested in joining the Media Club, they offer film competitions, of course the opportunity to participate with the Bulldog Report and other filming endeavors. If you're interested in that, you can contact sophomore Ben Solaski, who is the student president of the club. So here we go. Second inning. Looks like Jacob Manna might be up here next for the Destroyers. And yes, he is, as there are only 3 hitters who had hits in the season opener. Tippett, Johnson, and Olsomer all went down swinging against Matt Rowe. So a bunch of players carrying offers now will have to go against this elite pitcher. So Jacob Manna, brother of Jeff Manna, a freshman, batting cleanup here. So definitely a young team and definitely a young prospect who could have an impact on this program going forwards as he takes that first pitch on the outer part of the zone for a strike. 0-1. Rowe looking comfortable. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and quickly the senior is ahead 0-2. Matt Rowe, of course, second player back-to-back graduating classes to commit to Big Ten baseball. Jay Harry last season, now Matt Rowe here going to Rutgers. 0-2 pitch, strike 3 called inside part of the zone. 4 consecutive strikeouts to start the game. This is the first one looking, and Matt Rowe is clearly feeling it once again after having that long break between starts. So Johnson, Tippett, Olsomer, now Manna have all gone down on strikes here against Rowe, who's considered one of the top pitchers here in the state. And Aiden Sangare, who got 3 hits in 11 plate appearances in 2019, will bat 5th. That pitch in there, 1 ball, 1 strike now to Sangare. Here's the windup in the 1-1. That one's in there outside corner. Really good job painting the corners here for Rowe, especially on the outside. It's really freezing these hitters, making them not want to swing, but they end up paying for it by taking strikes. 1-2, there it is again, outside corner fastball, strike 3 called. 5 strikeouts in a row to start the game for Rowe. He now has 23 strikeouts this season in 8 2/3 innings. He has faced 28 batters. He struck out 23, 2 groundouts, a flyout, and a couple of walks. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. Rowe making quick work, only his 9th pitch of the inning here. And winging way out of the zone right there. No balls, 2 strikes. Believe this is Cal Walker up here. No balls, 2 strikes. Looking to strike out the side again. That one just tails off out of the zone, 1-2. Just his 2nd ball of the inning. 10th pitch of the inning, number 11 coming up right here. Lakaski with the sign, the 1-2 pitch, fouled off. No play out there. This is actually Miles Harada, the sophomore, batting 6th in the order for the Destroyers. That's actually the first time any Dunellen hitter has made contact so far with a Matt Rowe pitch in this game. Rowe is cruising to this point. 1-2 pitch. Another one sliced foul, first base side, out towards the parking lot. Bulldogs will have the heart of the order due up in the bottom of the second. Lakaski, Rowe, and Barry, 2, 3, and 4. Up 6-0, bottom of the second, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch. In there, strike 3 called looking. Matt Rowe strikes out the side for the 2nd straight inning. He's K'd the first 6, freezing these Dunellen hitters one by one, and the Bulldogs continue to dominate. Metuchen will look to extend their lead at the plate here, middle of the 2nd inning. Metuchen 6, Dunellen nothing. Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. Bottom of the second inning, Matt Rowe has been the story once again. Remember, he threw a no-hitter. He is still not allowed a hit through 9 innings. So in the majors or in college, that will actually be a no-hit performance. But 9 no-hit innings this season for Matt Rowe. He has struck out 24 batters. Only 5 batters that he's faced this season have not struck out. 2 have grounded out, 1 has flown out, and he's walked 2. He did that in his no-hit performance against St. Thomas Aquinas on opening day. As the Bulldogs, of course, have a rotation, there's a lot of questions they've had beyond Rowe. Schleck had a really good first start against St. Thomas, but then got battered around for 9 earned runs and didn't make it through the 5th inning against South Hunterdon on Saturday. And then, of course, Benjamin Norwood has pitched pretty well to a 3.11 ERA in 9 innings pitched through his first 2 starts of the season. As Ulsomer has struggled a bit, got through the first inning, of course, allowing just the 6 runs, which is not nearly what we saw when the girls scored 18 in their first inning a few days ago. Ulsomer also took a line drive off of his plant foot. The trainer came out, he stayed in. But, of course, you wonder about that, how hard that hit him. And that's another one just past him. Nice scoop by Cal Walker, though. He'll throw to first in plenty of time to retire Lukaski for the first out of the second inning. So a nice smooth play for Walker. The defense had a bit of a blunder at the beginning of the first inning. They allowed the leadoff single to Wood, and then 2 easy outs they messed up. A potential double play was dropped at shortstop, and then Desmond Condit was unable to make a catch on a ball tailing in right field. Can't really blame him on that one, though. You know, the wind's a factor. Like we said, a cool breeze, rain in the forecast. Balls aren't really going as far as you'd typically expect. As Matt Rowe takes that one in there for a strike, he reached on that error by Condit in right field and later scored on the Coonrich triple. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. So 6-0 Metuchen, bottom of the second. Once again, a reminder, there is rain in the forecast around 5 o'clock. With our equipment that we have, we're not going to keep the stream going if it starts to rain, but for right now, these skies remain clear enough as Rowe fouls that one off. Max Coonrich stands on deck. This is a Metuchen team that does have a significant number of seniors. You've got Rowe, Coonrich, Barry, Fenner, and Schleck, 3 through 7 in the order, all seniors, so they'll have a lot of questions going forwards, but for this season, definitely a very talented program. But Matt Rowe, I was interviewing him for a Metuchen Mirror newspaper article, and he says it's just frustrating for all those seniors, especially like Jay Harry, who's now at Penn State, who missed out on their senior seasons last year as Rowe draws the 5-pitch walk. And he's on with 1 out, but for those seniors, a lot of talented players that were really hoping to get to play last season. There was so much potential with this team. Rowe would have had another year of high school baseball to really mount himself historically in this Metuchen franchise, but of course, with COVID, and Metuchen decided not to participate in the Last Dance World Series, which was a statewide tournament that several schools had teams in last July, as that first pitch is upstairs for a ball to Coonrich, but that's why it's been immensely difficult. He's running, heading to second, and diving in with a stolen base. That's a pinch runner out there. And Josh Slowitsky, who's going to run for Rowe. Wise decision to keep him off the base paths. As that pitch taken in there for a strike. So Slowitsky pinch running right now for Rowe. One of the fastest players in the team gets a good jump again, and that one gets away to the backstop. And Slowitsky will cruise over to third base and has gotten the runner to first to third as Coonrich draws another walk. So Ulsomer had gotten back-to-back groundouts for out number 3 of the first and out number 1 of the second, but now back-to-back walks as he's having some control issues, and an RBI threat in Jack Barry, and Barry punishes 1 foul, no balls, 1 strike. Our next stream will be on Friday, as the boys will be back in action hosting Spotswood in a big game in the Blue Division. Spotswood coming in currently at 6-2, so that game could end up being potentially for first place in the Blue Division. We'll also be streaming some more softball games down the line as Barry drives this one out to left field. And I believe that one was dropped as they'll keep going. Run will score. In safely is Slowitsky. Coonrich couldn't get much of a jump. He'll stop at second. It's an RBI single for Jack Barry, and Metuchen takes a 7-0 lead. So Slowitsky scores the run. Barry with his second RBI, and Fenner is now hit by the first pitch he sees. And now the bases are loaded with more damage to be done with the 7-hitter Luke Schleck coming up. But like we said, we won't be streaming tomorrow or Wednesday's softball games, but next week we'll definitely have some softball. And down the line, big preview, on May 18th, I was about to say 2018, May 18th, as that first pitch skips away to Schleck. But on May 18th, the girls softball team will have a real test as they'll face off with St. Thomas Aquinas. That will prove to be a very important game. Two of the top programs in the GMC squaring off. The girls have had little resistance so far this season as that pitch is fouled off. The girls have been cruising, like we said when we streamed their game last week. I believe that was last Tuesday when they put up 18 runs in the first inning against South River. As this one popped foul, and it's 0-2 here to Schleck. Metuchen with a prime opportunity to add on more here with one out, bases loaded. It was a ground out, and then 2 walks, a single, a hit by pitch, and this one is driven out and foul. So Schleck making contact, but just unable to do anything with it to this point. Sacks are full. 8-hitter Joseph Fenton on deck. Schleck already the 6th batter of this inning after Metuchen sent 10 to the plate in the first. And he takes that one drifting inside for a ball. Bases loaded, 1-2 pitch. This one driven to left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Rounding third, 1 run is home. Here comes Jack Barry right behind Coonrich. It's a 2-run single for Luke Schleck, and Metuchen leads it 9-0. Was trying to time it up and gets a perfect one right there. Fenner goes to second, and now Fenton will bat with 2 runners on base, and a conversation is looming here at the mound for Olsummer. Doesn't look like he's being taken out, but Chris Osborne's going to talk to him nonetheless. Nine runs on 6 hits for Metuchen. They've also been hit with a pitch. They've drawn 2 walks, have a sac fly, and have reached on a couple of errors. 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts. Still just 1 out in the inning. Already 3 home here in the second. And a chance for more damage as Lucas Weiss, who singled home a pair in the first inning, looks for more here. Actually, it's Joseph Fenton up here. And Fenton hits a grounder through the whole base hit into right field. They're going to send Fenner as the ball gets away from Condit over to third. Moving up goes Schleck, and stopping at second is Fenton. A single, he advances to second on the misplay there by Condit. Another run scores, and the Metuchen lead is 10. Dunellen is playing their second game so far this season and not going well right now as they trail by 10 as Ulsomer continues to struggle on the mound. So now Lucas Weiss bats, and yes, he did have a 2-run double last time. A chance to drive in some more runs here as that one bounces foul. It's just left of the third base bag. Second and third, one out. Here's the pitch. Popped foul, way off to the right side. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 3 called. Down goes Weiss looking. First strikeout of the game for Ulsomer, and now 2 away with still 2 runners on, and Alex Wood will bat for the 3rd time. Wood 1 for 3, batted twice in the first inning, singled and scored the first time, then grounded out for the 3rd out in the second, and he takes that one in there for a strike, and it seems like Ulsomer might have found something here with his off-speed pitch. A changeup that he's been able to locate now and drop into the zone and kind of buckle the knees of his hitters. This one, hard bouncer, second base. Walker tries to pick it. Close play, not going to get him. They're going to send the second run. No chance to get him. Now the throw gets away. Wood's going to go to second. A terrible defensive play on what should have been an easy ground out for out number 3. Wood busts it up the line. Fenton was hustling right behind Schleck, kept his eye on the ball, gets home. 2 more runs score. It's a 12-0 Metuchen lead. Third error now. And Metuchen has batted around for the 2nd consecutive inning and has put up 6 runs for the 2nd consecutive inning. Second error now against Cal Walker. And what a job base running as well. Metuchen has been so heads up on taking the extra base when they have the chance and just keeping an eye to see when a crazy throw could happen. And after Ulsomer seemed to have gained some confidence after that strikeout, as that pitch is swung and misstepped by Lukowski on one that goes right over the catcher. And even after the swing and miss, they're going to come over for a little conversation. So Ulsomer hoping quite simply to get out of this inning. Bottom of the 2nd. The lead is 12. Here's the pitch. This one, fly ball, right field coming in. Condit chasing after it, and foul. And Wood will go back to second. All 9 players in the Metuchen lineup have reached base at least once, as that one backs Lukowski off a little bit. Lukowski is 0 for 2, but he did reach on an error and score, and then grounded out for the first out of this inning. 10th man to bat here as he bloops that one foul off to the lot. Here's the pitch. And that one just misses outside, and I believe the count is at 2-2. Matt Rowe's slot is up next, but they did already pinch run for him with Slawinski, and this one is clobbered to left field by Lukowski. This one might go to the distance, as scoring easily as Wood. Lukowski's going to go to the second. He's going to head to third. Stop sign is up, but it's an RBI triple for Ian Lukowski on an absolute missile to left field, and it's 13-0 Bulldogs. So a big swing by Lukowski. Now we are starting to get some rain here. Of course the game's going to stay going, but unfortunately, we are going to have to sign off here momentarily. Once again, with our equipment, we just want to keep everything safe, but the rain is starting to come down a little bit here in Metuchen. But the Bulldogs do lead 13-0. You can check the Twitter at Metuchen fans for any updates about the final score of this game. But Matt Rowe, 6 strikeouts. Bulldogs playing well. Big 3-run triple by Kunrich, and at least we get to end things with a big swing by Lakaski. But 13-0, your score in the second inning. We'll be back on Friday, hopefully for some better weather, as Metuchen will face off with the Spotswood Chargers, potentially for first place in the GMC Blue Division. But signing off, and thank you to Ben Solaski for his help behind the scenes today. This is Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. We'll see you next time.